Hey everybody, it's Robin with Creativity RV, and today I'm going to interrupt what I was going to show you today and tomorrow for videos because I have some information that you guys need to have right now, and probably people that you know or you love need right now. So I'm going to say up front, share this with people that you know. I'm going to tell you two things. I'm going to give you the quick and dirty on how you can get health care if you're a remote worker, or you're on the road, or you just don't have a job right now. And I'm also going to give you an idea of what kind of jobs you can do if you need to find a remote job right now. Sorry about the sun glare and the rain noise, but I've been in an area where it's been raining for days, and I need the sunlight. I know there's a little glare, so please forgive that. Like I said, today I'm going to give you information that you need. It just so happened, the timing is weird, but the last book I put out in January was called Work From Home While You Roam, The Ultimate Guide to Jobs That Can Be Done From Anywhere. So I've done a couple of years of research on remote work, and before that, my last book, Be a Nomad, Change Your Life, had a bunch of information about healthcare, because a big concern of people that want to go on the road is that they don't know how to get healthcare without a traditional employer. So today I'm going to give you information on the healthcare, and believe me, for a lot of you, it's not what you think. The second thing I'm going to tell you about is remote jobs that you can do if you're stuck on your couch, or you're an hourly worker, you've lost your job, or you don't have paid leave and you're in your house right now, or you're just thinking it might be coming and you need to get your stuff together and have remote work that you can depend on soon. I'm going to give you both of those things and then come back tomorrow, because I'm actually going to give you 20 jobs that you can do remotely right now with no experience. Okay, let's get to the healthcare. You guys might remember that I did a video last year that explained a lot of this. There have been a couple of changes. I'll link that below. And in either one of my books, you can get all of these links and more. Don't get on me, people, about politics. This is not a political video. This video is here to help people get the health care and the job resources that they need. And really quick, you guys, I'm going to stop here and say, please don't take this as financial advice. I am not a licensed insurance agent. I was for 20-something years in healthcare, but I'm not now. These are all resources that are available to you online. I'm just giving them to you. So here's the deal. The Affordable Care Act came out a few years ago, and inside of that, they offer a Medicaid expansion and tax credits. Now, a lot of the states didn't take that. I'm going to link below a map for the Kaiser Family Foundation, which has the best map I've seen, that will show you if the state where you're a resident right now has the Medicaid or tax credit expansion, okay? Here's the deal. This is how it works. I'm amazed how many people do not know this. I have actually helped 4 people in my own life get health care coverage they thought they couldn't afford or weren't eligible for in the last couple of months. Believe me, don't just go into some online resource where you put in your age and your zip code and they tell you your premium is $1,500 a month. A lot of the time, those are wrong. You have to know what the actual rules are. My lights are flickering. Here are the rules. If you're in a state that has the Medicaid expansion, as a single person, and the numbers go up if you have more than one person in your household, but as a single person, if you make between 0 and 138% essentially of the federal poverty level, you qualify for Medicaid. And if you make between 138% of the FPL and 400%, you qualify for a tax credit, okay? The federal poverty level right now is $12,000 and change. So I calculated what 138% of the FPL, the federal poverty level, was, and it is $17,000 and change. I'm looking at my notes, okay? If you are in a state that has the Medicaid expansion, you can call the counselors there or do an online application. I find calling is better, because if you screw one thing up on the application because you don't know the verbiage or something, it can delay it or kibosh it. Call. That's my advice. They are not going to look at what you made last year. This is a misconception. They're going to look at what you're making now. So if you just lost your job or your unemployment ran out, like my friend, you will qualify. Every state after that is different. Some require that you show them your bank statement, your last pay stubs, things like if you get child care, investment income, things like that. Some states don't. Every state there is going to be different. But if you make less than that $17,000 in change as a single person, you will qualify. Then you're in Medicaid. Now, misconception number 2. Medicaid doesn't mean that you go to government doctors where you're in some basement with a guy with a patch on his eye and one swinging light bulb, that's coming at you with some rusty scissors. You go to regular doctors. It is also a misconception that many doctors don't take Medicaid, at least in the states I have experience with. Regular groups of doctors take Medicaid. So a lot of times it can be the same doctors that you had through Anthem or Blue Cross or whatever, okay? Then another misconception I found is that it's going to hurt your credit. You're going to go on some bad list or someday you're going to have to pay it all back. Not true. If you go on Medicaid, in the beginning there were no premiums, there were no copays. That's changed a little bit. I'll tell you about that in just one sec. But Medicaid expansion is a safety net. Most people go off after they've been on it for a while. It is meant for people that make too little money to actually afford other health care. And right now I have to tell you, I want my neighbors to have health care, and I bet you do too. So if you get on Medicaid, look at your state rules. Starting in about 2019, some states can charge people like a copay or a small premium, but not for emergency services or preventative care. For those things, there are no copays. There are no deductibles. Medication, ER visits, whatever, there's nothing. You don't pay anything. But in the states that do that, they cannot charge more than 5% of your quarterly income for a copay, let's say, and they cannot charge you the copay on emergency services. Like, let's say you have a stroke and you have to jump in an ambulance and go to the doctor. You don't have to worry about that. They're not going to charge you your copay for that. Or for preventative care. So if you just want to go get your mammogram, you're not going to get charged a copay for that. You guys, more information in the books, in the links below, in my past video. Please go to healthcare.gov or your state healthcare site and get the information you need and enroll. Now, here's the other thing about enrollment, and that this is true for Medicaid and the other things I'll talk about in a second. Unless you're enrolling like in November when there's normal open enrollment, you can't enroll unless you have a life event that qualifies you. Some of the life events are, you got a new address, which nomads do. We can change our state of residence. We can change our residence address. Or if you lost your job, which could apply to a lot of other people. Or let's say you left your job, you were getting some remote like gig work because you're now a nomad, you're living on the road if you're one of my regular viewers. Those things will qualify you to apply. Now, let's say you make over that $17,000 number and you don't qualify for Medicaid. Then you're going to qualify for a tax credit if you make up to roughly $51,000 as a single person. It can actually be up to $130,000 you can make and still qualify for a tax credit if you have a family of like 6 people in your household. So you see, it changes. And how much the tax credit is goes on a scale depending on how much you make. So let's say you make $20,000. You can get regular health care through like Anthem or something, and then you can get a tax credit that offsets your premium. The closer you are to the Medicaid level, the more that offset is going to be. You can take it monthly, you can take it yearly, or I believe a combo. I just saw that in some of the research that I've done. So anywhere up that scale, if you're a single person up to like 51, you are not going to be paying these prices that you see online, although if you're not in Medicaid, you will have those deductibles. Please go back and look at my past videos or my books because I do give you ways to offset the deductibles, but that's all I have time to tell you right now. Look, it's scary right now. I know that. And I know a lot of you still don't have health care, or you think you're about to lose your job and you're worried about health care, or you have a friend or a neighbor or a loved one that hasn't tried to get health care because they think they don't qualify or they think they can't afford it. Look, for a lot of people, let's say you make 80 grand, it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. The deductibles that are imposed in some of those plans are onerous. But if you're a worker right now that is losing income, or you make under 50,000 or you make under 17,000, please, please use these resources. Get some health care. You can do it. Okay, second thing is I'm going to tell you about some remote work. Now, in the book I just put out, there's over 300 resources with actual links to apply. So tomorrow, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe, ring the little bell so that you get notified when the video comes out. But tomorrow I'm going to give you a video with actual, real jobs, 20 of them, that anybody can do with any skill set as long as they have an internet connection right now. But for today, I'm going to give you the lowdown on remote work and how you can make money now if you're at home for some reason, quarantined, sitting on your couch. Or let's say you have been sent home by your employer, or you're not feeling very well, or you lost work because your business is shutting down right now. These are things that you can do. A lot of people have misconceptions about working remotely. They think that you have to be a writer like me or a programmer or an artist. Not true. There are jobs for all of those people out there. They're all listed too. But I want to talk to the people that don't already have a remote income. I want to talk to the people that need one quick, okay? Let me tell you a couple of things. You can jump online. I'm going to give you some examples tomorrow and get remote work that will pay you right now. Most of these jobs pay through PayPal, which I find a lot of people don't know. So if you have a PayPal account, even if the person paying you is in another country, you get online, you do the work, they pay you through PayPal normally. Tomorrow, and in the book, I actually have the names of the companies, the qualifications, links to apply, and how they pay and how much they pay. There are the weirdest jobs out there that anybody can do. Let me give you a couple of examples. I had a friend that was applying for jobs recently, and he applied and applied and applied, and he finally got a job that offered $12 an hour, and he could not live on that. He literally, after taxes, couldn't pay his bills. He lives in a regular apartment, $800 a month, no car payment, just car insurance, groceries. Couldn't do it. I said, well, gosh, I know a bunch of jobs you could do right now that pay $12 an hour from your couch. And he said, like what? And I said, like having a conversation on video chat with a kid in China. He said, well, no, I don't have teaching credentials. People, I have a whole chapter on this. You don't need teaching credentials for a lot of these online kind of tutor jobs. There are people all over the world that want to video chat with native North American speakers. So if you're from the US or Canada and you have a phone with a camera or a tablet with a camera, you can go onto these places at your leisure and make maybe $8 for the half hour, $12 for the hour, literally just to talk to a kid who's been taking English classes and wants to have a conversation with you, okay? Another example is crowdsourcing jobs. I'll have more on this tomorrow. Crowdsourcing is basically where a company takes one big job, one monotonous big job, and cuts it up into little tiny micro jobs and sends it out to people. Like, for example, tagging photos. Think about all the photos that are online that weren't tagged, like that say what's in the photo, like chair, dog, you know, sun, whatever. They actually need real people, not a computer, to go in and tag those photos. Now, these little micro jobs don't pay a lot. If you're already working remotely or you want to, there are ways to build up higher paying jobs or actually get remote work with companies that are not location dependent. But for our purposes right now, let me tell you, these are side hustles. If it were me, I would start an email address just for the side hustle. And I would look for like 15 of them. And every day I would go into my email, because most of them notify you by email, and look at what's out there. So maybe you take a survey for $10. You tag some photos for a couple of hours. You know, they have mystery shoppers online now. They have people that do transcriptions. You guys, I know this one's a little creepy, but they have website testers now where you will log into a new website or an app. Some of them want to see you through the camera. Some of them just want to know what you're doing, you know, with your scrollers or your mouse. And they want to know, as a consumer, where your eye goes and how you're using the actual website, how you're interfacing with the website, because it helps the developers create better websites that work for the consumers. You wouldn't believe it. They pay $8, something like that. You go in, you do it. Now look, $8 is not a lot of money, but you do 3 or 4 of these a day while you're home sitting on your couch and you've got groceries or you've got gas money, okay? There are a lot of other ones. There are ones that aren't location dependent, like delivery jobs where you're not going into a warehouse with other people. Maybe, you know, you're picking up a dog in one state, especially if you're a nomad, and delivering it to a consumer in another state, and you make $400 or something like that. I'm going to give you more ideas on this tomorrow. But here's what I want you to know. If you were like me and you worked a traditional job for a long time, you may not know what's out there. And I'm telling you guys, there are a ton of remote jobs that you can do right now. So if you need to make extra money, or you know someone who does, or you're home and you still have an internet connection, you can do remote work. If you have my book, you know that you can search by job type. There are specialty sections. You can put in keywords and search, and then you have the links to apply. If you don't, come back tomorrow. I'm going to give you 20 jobs that, even without a college degree, a teaching certification, technical expertise, you can do immediately as long as you have an internet connection. My hope is that you and your friends and your family are doing well out there. I want to give you the information that can help you right now, that I have my own little contribution. Please do throw this up on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it with your mom. People do not know that they have options out there to make a little extra money online, or there might be healthcare that they can actually afford right now. So I'll see you back here tomorrow, where I'm going to give you 20 jobs that you can do right now online with no skills. I'll see you then. Until then, everybody out there, have happy travels and be free.